Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Grab a Cup of Knit and Chat. Today is August the 17th. It is 2025 and it's Sunday afternoon, approximately 2:30. Today is episode 38. So, welcome to those who are new and welcome back to those who've been here before. I have a couple of things to talk about, so grab something to drink, hot or cold, whatever you want. Grab a project. I'm going to chat. Okay, so I have 2 finished objects and 4 whips that I've been working on. So I'm not going to talk about things that I haven't been working on. These are just things that I have been. Last weekend was Flock Fiber Festival in Seattle, Washington. It was their 3rd year at the convention center in Seattle. I went with a coworker of mine. Went up on Friday the 8th. Went to Bainbridge Island to La Mercerie, I think, and Lamb and Kid. Friday afternoon. Went to Flock Saturday morning. Went to Pike's Marketplace Saturday afternoon. Visited a couple of yarn shops there that I didn't know was there. And one lady was like, "We've been here for a long time. And it's only been 3 years since I moved from up there." So that was kind of new to me. And then went to the meet and make Saturday night at Stoop Brewing. And went back to the festival Sunday morning when they opened. And then came home Sunday afternoon. Which it was a busy, long weekend, because we took the train up and we used public transit where we could, walked in other places. It was hot and it was tiring, but it was fun. Tangent for today. When you're in a shop around other people, if 2 people are having a conversation talking about how hot they are, don't interrupt them and tell them that they don't know what hot is. Because right now, I'm going to tell you, I know what hot is. I was born and raised in Southeast Texas. I know what it is to have 120 in the summer in the shade. I know what it is to move to a colder climate and freeze for 2 years because you're not used to that, because you've grown in the heat and you're so used to that heat. And then when you acclimate and someone comes up from Texas for a weekend and tells you you don't know what hot is, you need to stop your mouth. That's my tangent. Sorry. That being said, it was warm to us last weekend. And we were using public transit. I'm a big girl. I'm also in hot flash phase. And went to Bainbridge Island to visit the 2 yarn shops. Amazing yarn shops. Loved it. Enjoyed the walk. We walked up from the ferry to the yarn shops. Probably, I don't know for sure, but probably around a mile to the furthest from the ferry. And it was warm. Not gonna lie, hot flashes set in and I'm drenching sweat. So if it hadn't have been for that, it would have been a perfect day. But that was just me. And when I mentioned being hot and someone from Texas interrupted me and said, "I don't know what hot is," I almost went off on the woman, but I went off on my tangent here, and that's going to be my tangent. we won't talk about the amount of people that don't know how to say excuse me, uh, just different things. When you go to a festival like that where there's a lot of people coming in from other places, it's it's nice to use manners. It's nice to be able to talk to other people, and I love the group of people, and I love the fact that we're from different places and we can sit and we can talk and we can meet and we can knit and we can buy things and we bond over something that we enjoy. And I really enjoy that part of it. As someone who's not good in big crowds, it's really hard for me. And I do have to say, I do want to say, and I have to say, that outside the convention center, outside of the event, is where it was getting to me. Inside the event, there was lots of people. It was very busy. It was hard to look at things because there was so many people. But everybody was nice. Everybody was considerate. I didn't find anybody inside the event that was not considerate of someone else or pushy, so to speak. Or if they bumped into you, it wasn't like throw down on the streets. It was, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't see you, my bag's so big. We get it. Everybody there had a huge bag, and most of the time it was full of yarn that we just purchased. So it's just the city settings, and it's outside of that, and it's just society outside of our community in our fiber network. Okay, 7 minutes in, tangent over. Sorry about that. I thought about this morning when I was listening to someone talking on something. I can't remember if it was on TV or what, but it was just, how people treat each other out in public and why people really don't want to be around people anymore. So let's start with our finished objects. You could probably see finished objects over my shoulder. I'm very proud of these. I actually just finished them an hour ago, so they are really wet. I have blocked them, or I am blocking them. But here you go. This is yarn that I bought at Flock. So let me put my glasses on. This is shortie socks that I started on the 9th of August, which was last Saturday, and I finished today on the 17th. That is the fastest I have knit a pair of socks. And yes, a lot of that is due to the fact that they are shorties. Let me pull out. Sorry, I'm turning away from the camera. I was not as prepared as I thought I was. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about these because they're my finished object. But this is a yarn that I picked up at Flock from Fiber Hustle. It's called Normie and the Jets. It's 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. And this is what I call the Elton John colorway. Erin corrected me. It's Normie and the Jets. But it's done from the Elton John cover that he died. And it's gorgeous. So this colorway here is the Normie and the Jets. The green is Universal Yarn Uni Merino. And I also got this at Flock. Well, last weekend. I got it from a place by Pike's Place Market, and I hope I can remember the name of it. I may have to look it up. But this is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. Um, and this is the colorway Pickle. Let me show that to you. So this has some browns, pinks, yellows, greens, cream color, and I wanted to make socks with it, and I was so excited, and I wasn't sure what color, and it was decided that we would do green, or I would do green. Between my coworker that was with me and just talking to Aaron, I decided on green. At Flock, I was looking for a mini that I could use, and I didn't find one that I enjoyed or that I thought would look good with it. I did see several green minis, but not the type green that I was looking for. I liked that green. Let me see if I can pull up the yarn shop that it's called So Much Yarn, and it's on First Avenue in Seattle, Washington. It's Pike's Place, and then Pike Place Market on First, the entrance there, and then you just walk up the street just a little bit, and it's in there. And I loved it. It was so awesome. Great people. It was a cool place. By the time we got from Flock Fiber, took the monorail, we walked down to Pike Place. We got there, walked through Pike Place. We went to another yarn shop that's inside Pike Place that was very small and that I did not enjoy, and I won't talk about it because I don't have good things to say. And then we found this one. By the time we got in there, we were really thirsty. We had our water. We were really hot and tired, and they had a table to knit at, and we just wanted to rest and look around. And I found that yarn, and we had skeined up that yarn because my coworker bought a skein as well. I skeined it up at Flock because they had a winding station that you could use, and I just got started on it. It was amazing, and we had the best time talking to the people that worked there, and it was nice. Now, to tell you about this, I'll hold it up again. I'm just all over the place today. I don't know what's wrong with me. I did a 64 stitch using the Pickle, doing a 12 round 2x2 rib, and then I did 1 round of purl, and then I did 30 rounds of knit plain stockinette for the leg, and then I placed my markers for my heel, and then I did 65 rounds for the foot, and then I did my standard wedge toe until I hit 14 stitches, and then did my Kitchener, and then I picked up my heel, did 5 rounds of plain stockinette, did my decreases until I got to 14 stitches, and then I did my Kitchener. Don't know what's going on with my lighting right now. I am so sorry. It's cloudy outside. It rained quite a bit yesterday, and I think it wants to rain some more, so there's clouds going all over. But that's what I did right there. And on my heel, I had a question from someone about my heel. When I hit the 30 rounds, and I mark that because I put a light bulb marker every 10 rounds. I'll put a marker for my 30th round. I knit one round. I knit another round. On the second knit round from that marker, I place my heel markers, and then I knit another round, and then I knit the second round from the heel markers is where I place a marker for to start counting for my foot. I kind of did a little picture in my traveler's notebook, in my project book, where it shows that I do my last round for my leg, which is my 30th round, and then I knit a round, and then on this round I mark for my heel, I knit a round, and then on this round I place a marker to start counting for my 65 leg or foot stitches. I did the normally when I do my toe, I do 5 rounds in my toe color and then do my wedge toe. This time I did 5 extra rounds in the main color and then I did my toe. So to me it looks a little small, but we're gonna see. It's something new. And the other new thing that I've done is add that purl round in between the cuff and the main color, because you don't get, I've watched several people do that, and you don't get that different color popping out from your cuff. So that's the first finished object. The second finished object is another Salish cap. I started this August 3rd. It's by Salish cap by Mary Pranika. It's done in Knitology block sock in the Bowie colorway. I think I showed it. I had just started on the last episode, or I was about to start it, because the last episode I had was August the 3rd, and I can't remember now if I showed where I had started it or not. I'm pretty sure that I did, because I had the yarn label in here and I took it out already. I caked the sock yarn up, and this is 2 fingering weights held together. I did it where I was using from the middle of the skein and the outside of the skein, holding it together at the same time. And this is how it worked up on the bottom, and then it started working through the colors, and I really love the way that it worked out. I wasn't sure if I was going to like it if it did this the whole way, but once that first really large gray color piece was gone, it turned out really good. There's the decreases. There we go. So August 3rd I started it. August 13th I finished it. So I had 2 pretty quick knits. This one, I had started it and I wasn't going to take it with me to Seattle, and then I decided, yeah, I'm going to take it with me because I want something small to work on. I took this, a pair of socks, and a wrap, and I'll show you all of them because the pair of socks and the wrap are some of my whips. But on the train, I just pulled this out and I just started knitting on it, and that's what I was knitting on um, on the train, and I didn't have that much left to do, so I just finished it off right after I got home. Excuse me. That's my finished objects. That's it. That's all. I guess I can end it here, but I'm not going to. I'm going to tell you about my whips. Whip 1 is the socks that I took on my trip. I'm calling these, I do not know why I keep taking my glasses off. Probably because it glares for you guys in the video, so I keep taking them off. Jupiter socks, I started on August the 8th. I actually started them the morning that we left. Oh, I found everything in my little bag. This is my chip basket. Carrie's obsession. Love my chip basket. I walked around working on these socks during the festival with it on my arm like this, and then I walked into the Fiber Hustle booth, and of course Chip recognized his bag. So I have, this is a 64 stitch shortie, 10 round 1x1 rib, 1 round of purl for the cuff, 25 round leg, and then I'm going to do my toe decreases, a 65 round foot, and my toe decreases will be the 14 stitches. I've already placed for my heel. That's going to be right here where the orange markers are. These are on what I call my combo needles. So these are my Chagu small set, the little twisties. I'm using the 3-inch US one and the 2-inch US one. So I'm knitting with the 3-inch side onto the 2-inch side. I made my 9-inch circulars that way. I got a twinkle dipple, I think that's how you say it, stitch marker. Yeah, so this is how I do my markers. So I've got my starting one here, which I really don't need because I have the cuff is separating it, but I have 10, 20, and then this is the 25th. On this one, I'm not adding the extra round, but I think by the time I get to it, if I don't add the extra round, when I pick up for the heel, I pick up the round before the marker and the round after the marker, and then I cut where the marker is, and that's where my heel goes. So I'm not real sure if I want to move that up and do it like I did on the Normie and the Jet socks and have that extra line in there. I'm probably just going to leave it as it is. But this is Mayflower sock yarn Jupiter. It's 75% wool, 25% polyamide. This is in the color FV04. With the color just being a number like that, that's why I call them my Jupiter socks. And this is just some leftover pink. I want to say it's Sunday yarn. I don't know what it is, but I'm using that for the cuff, heel, and toe. And then this is my regular, and it's just all kind of wadded up because this is the color it's going into now, is going to be the light color. I haven't really done a whole lot of shorty socks. I've done one or two pair, and I kind of like them, especially when I do a 25 to 30 round leg, because then that puts it right around the top of my ankle. Because I have some socks from Hanes that are shorty socks that when I put my shoes on, they're the no-show shorties or whatever. And if I'm out doing my walks, or I'm in the woods walking around, or I'm hiking, or just daily shopping, I find that those socks go underneath my foot. And I don't like it because my feet tend to swell quite often. So I may put them on and they fit okay, and then the swelling goes down, my sock goes under my foot. Or the swelling goes up and your shoe is a little tight and it rubs it loose and then it goes under your foot. It's just like, it doesn't matter what you're doing, whether they swell or not, that sock is going to go under your foot, and I don't like it. But I'm kind of liking my shorties, and even though summer's almost over, I mean, we've got a little over a month until fall starts. I don't know when the first day of fall is. All I know is that I don't wear a lot of sandals. I have one pair of sandals. I do wear them, and then my feet start cracking and stuff. So I don't like wearing the sandals because it seems like the more open my feet are, the worse that happens. I wear a lot of socks and shoes, and I'm trying to I found the perfect leg height so I can do a 60 round leg, and that's perfect for me with a 10 to 15 round cuff. I don't like real thick cuffs, although there's some socks that I've seen that I really like the really thick cuffs. I can do a whole hat like this in 2x2 rib and I'm fine with it, but to do a sock cuff in a 1x1 or a 2x2 rib, I find annoying. But I kind of like the way the 15 round cuff fits on my foot. I think I said this one was a 10. Is this the 10 round? Yeah, this is the 10 round. So I'm going to see about that one. Because on the shorties, I don't like a very thick cuff either. So 10 on this one, 12 on that one, and I'm going to see how it hits on the shorties. A lot of shorty patterns that I've seen too only have like a 10 to 15 round cuff. So we'll see. I'm still working on my shorty length to see what I like. So I got a 25 round and I have a 30 round. So I've done the 30 round before. I know I like that. So I'm checking out the 25. I am just all over the place. I am so sorry. But yet I'm not sorry because that's the way my brain works. Another whip for me is another pair of the Normie and the Jets socks. This pair I've done the exact same way. It's a 12 round cuff with that pearl. Don't know why this one's looking different, but it has the pearl bump. I think it's because I did the pearl bump with the main color, not the regular color. Not so sure. Anyway, it's done the exact same way. 12 rounds in a yellow this time. Don't know where this yellow come from. It's a mini. I think it's a Nitpick Stroll because it was in with my cozy memory blanket yarn. So it must be a Nitpicks. Could be something else. I did the 30 round leg. And this time, instead of marking for my this pair was done on magic loop, this pair is being done on non-inch circlers, and instead of marking for my heel, I picked up with the yellow to do a heel flap and gusset, and that's how far I've gotten with it, because of the fact that I'm using the same skein, which is in a skein cozy, so you really can't see a whole lot of it. Let's see if I can pull it. It looks messy because it's been toted around, carried around for a week, and I've knit a pair of socks off of it already, and I'm on my second pair of socks off of it. I wanted to use it with a different color contrast to show all the things you could do with it. And as soon as I picked up for my heel flap and I cut the main yarn, I picked up the after the cuff on the second sock there and started doing the second sock and just finished it. So now I don't need the yarn for the green pair. I can finish with the yellow pair, and that's that. It's going to be exactly the same as the green socks. The only difference is my heel, toe, and cuff is yellow, and I'm doing a heel flap and gusset instead of an afterthought heel. What else do I have? I have my brilliant brickwork. I started that also on August the 3rd. It's the Brilliant Brickwork Wrap by Amy Crumpton. I'm using Cascade Yarn 220 fingering in color 1024, which is Rosebud. I looked it up. It's something Rosebud. I do know that I showed this because I wasn't sure if the two different purples were showing, and it is. So this is the Cascade Fingering 224. This is Cascade Heritage, this purple, in color 5617. This right here is Always Be Kind zebra sock. And then the minty green is a superwash merino that I dyed up several years ago that I had in my stash. This is the first half of it done. It's on hold. So all I was doing was just going back and forth with the colors. I did the contrast color is the light purple, and then I went to color 1, which is the darker purple. Color 2 is the zebra, color 3 is the green, and then we started back and went through the colors again. The other half of this is exactly the same as this one. The pattern does have like 3 different layouts, so it's made for an advent or mini sets. This layout is if you have like 12 20-gram minis and you want to do it the same on both ends and bring it together. There's a layout for um, 24 10-gram minis where you're doing different colors on each side. And there's a layout for 12 20-gram minis where you kind of want to do um, different colors on each side. I'm doing what she calls the chevron stripes. Only I'm doing both of my sides the exact same. This is what it's gonna look like right there. So I've done one from here up to here, and now I'm doing the other side the exact same, and then I will come in with these corners and put them together. And these corners, I don't know if you can tell, but it's the colors that you use. It has different stripes in it. So in mine, it'll be the contrast color, which is the light purple, and then I will just stripe the 3 colors that I have. I think we'll see when we get there. Right now I just started the second half. I've got it in my basket here. I just started the second half, so I'm only right here. I just picked up with the darker purple to do that triangle, and it goes by really quick. And it's, what do they call it? Potato chip knitting. It is very potato chippy. I like it. I had quite a bit of it done before I left for flock, because I was coming home and working on it every evening after work. And I took it to flock and I wanted to work on it, and I took it out and was going to, and it's nothing but garter stitch, decreasing, increasing, garter stitch, putting some stitches on hold, taking them off hold. It's a very, for me, it's a very easy pattern and very mindless pattern, and I enjoy it. But for some reason, when I was on that trip, it was just not something that I could do easily because of the yarn management. So I couldn't sit on the train. It was not easy enough for me to sit on the train and do this, that, and the other. I didn't have enough room. That was the main issue. Is not having enough room for something that big, whereas a pair of socks or a hat was okay. So yeah, that's, today's the 17th, and I started that on the 3rd, and I'm halfway done. So I'm kind of proud of myself because I started several objects. I've gotten several objects finished. Oh, and the yellow shorty socks that I showed, like the green ones, I just started those on the 11th. And they've been on hold so that I could finish the green one. So it's taken me a little bit longer for that one. I need to write on here real quick that that's the one using yellow heel, toe, and cuff. So I showed last time that I have this traveler's notebook, and I have one in here called My Projects. Since then, I have ordered, I wanted a smaller one, and as you can see, it's rather small compared, because this one, it's fine going back and forth to work in my tote bag, but it's very large. So I have this one now. One of these little booklets will now be I haven't started anything in it. One of these little booklets will now be my projects. And I will probably do that with this one because I ordered this from somewhere. Where did I order it from? Oh, Coco Daisy. And I love it. And it says change how you see and see how you change. I like that. And it's got cool little pictures and stuff. And I think that that would be really cute for my projects, because like this one, the quieter you become, the more you can hear. Love it. And it does have like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday on it, but it's pretty blank and it's got grid, and I kind of like that. So that may be my project working on booklet. I don't know. I have them written down everywhere basically. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I kind of like the one that I have. I think I will use that for just if I pick up something and start on it, like those socks that I started while I was away. If this is in my bag, excuse me, I can just pick that up, write it down. Excuse me, what is wrong? It's sparkly water, that's what it is. Like I was saying, if I have that in my bag, that's what I'm going to use to, oh, I started this on so and so date, because I'm trying to get better with how long it's taking me to make projects. After going through all the whips and all of the blanket projects that I have, I feel like I need to start making myself accountable. So if I'm looking in here and I see that, yes, I wrote it down. On March 28th, I started my reading shawl from the Bakery Bears using my scraps of fingering weight. And I'm not done with it. And I haven't done anything with it in a long time. And here it is, August the 17th. So when I pick this up and I see that my Zauberball socks were finished, they were started June 29th, as well as a pair of socks for me that was started June 29th, and I finished one pair on August the 2nd and one pair on July the 26th, but yet this shawl is still going. I'm trying. But yet I have a pair of socks from Legacy Fiber Arts that I showed that I haven't touched. And I just started them July the 27th, and I've knit a pair of socks in between there. Yeah. I am all over the place. Now I'd like to show you some of what I picked up at Fiber Festival. After I show you my hexi-cardi that I have started, this is how much I have done. I am letting the yarn determine what it does. This is what I have left of one skein of my hexi-cardi. Let me hold it like this so you can see the colors better. This is almost one skein of Mandala Ombre in the Zen colorway from Lion Brand. I was not sure how much yarn I would need. I grabbed 2 skeins. I can see now that I'm gonna probably need 2 more skeins, so I'm gonna be on the lookout for that. With this hexi-cardi, I'm kind of starting this. I'm gonna kind of start the skeins in about the same place color wise, but I'm not gonna really care how the colors flow. I'm gonna let that color determine that. First off, you've seen the Normie and the Jets colorway from Fiber Hustle. That was my first purchase because I really wanted that colorway. I went straight in and got that one skein. And then I went to, okay, La Mercier or La Mercier, whatever it is on Bainbridge Island. I got Knitting for Olive. This is in the Camel Rose colorway. I got one skein. This is the Merino. I have heard such good things about it. That's the first time I've seen it in person, and I only grabbed one skein. I am so wrong for doing that. I was thinking, well, I'll try it. I'll make a Sophie scarf. Everybody knows I use my Sophie scarf for my head. Just to wrap as something cute because I always wear my hair back. If you didn't know, now you know. But the more I touch this, I'm like, I haven't gotten into it yet. I may have to get more of this to do a t-shirt out of. So I'm holding on to that to see. Then I went to Fiber Hustle and got that. Then I went to Les Garçons and I got Knit City Montreal colorway and fingering weight. You really can't see it very good. This is 80% BFL, 20% nylon. It's their BFL sock. He sold out. I got 2 skeins that day. Yes, I've already skeined one up. Because I started, literally last night, just started an Audrey top. I think it would be cool in that. I went back Sunday morning to get a third just so that I made sure I had enough. He had sold out Saturday afternoon. So I think I'll have enough to do an Audrey top, especially after talking to Sarah at Denim and Rain on Sunday morning, and we were talking about how to adjust the armhole depth on the Audrey top to fit me, where I don't need the extra length in the armhole depth, but I need the width across here. So we're like talking a little bit about that. And also at Les Garçons, I got their spin cycle dyed in the wool. Without holding them up to each other, I thought, oh, I could use these two together. Not really. You really can't see it very good. One's more of a blue-greeny with red, and one's more of a blue-greeny tan. Anyway, right next to each other, I didn't like the way they looked. That's a little better. This is their special colorway. I'm not going to try. Well, Je ne sais quoi. Je ne sais quoi. Anyway, Vincent said to look on the website to see if they have more of this because they're thinking about doing more. And so I haven't seen it yet, but I do have my email in to be notified if they do put it back on the shop. Another stop that I made was Bigfoot Yarn Company had mystery skeins, and I bought a mystery skein, and this is the mystery skein that I got. It's a very pretty purpley color, violet color. It's doesn't have a name. It just says imperfects fingering 100 grams, 400 yards. She said she did that because she had them so saturated that she wasn't able to really get all of the dye out. So probably going to do like a hat or mittens or something with this. I don't know yet. The next was pigment and ply. Cord waners and clay makers. 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. That's, I'm supposing, the colorway. I saw it and I fell in love with it. So let me tell you how I bought my yarn. Knitting for Olive, when I saw it, I was like, oh, I have to try it. Mystery Skein, it was $15. I was like, you know, a pair of socks. The rest of this, if I looked in a booth and something caught my eye, that's what I got. I didn't go all weirdo and just look at everything. I said I wasn't going to buy Spin Cycle this year, and this was just, I don't know. The color was just perfect. I looked at the one next to it. I didn't like it. And they're all the same thing, but this one was good. Thinking a Pressed Flowers hat. Montreal, same way. This, I looked into the booth from out in the walkway and I saw this and I was like, yes, please. Look at that. Just look at it. There's either going to be I don't do shawls. This is a whole lot of socks, and socks don't always do justice for, I mean, these colors on my feet in shoes. Who's gonna see that? Yeah. Don't know why I only buy one skein of things whenever I see. I mean, I got two of the Montreal, but why do I only buy one skein? I may have to go on and see if I can get more of this one. We'll see. The same thing happened with Viking Fiber Co., the Touareg sock. This is the special colorway for the weekend. It's called Deception Pass. Perfect coloring. I love it. 75% superwash, 25% nylon, 463 yards. It's perfect. It's just like woods and grass and water and sand and anyway, I dropped my bag. This is the bag that I have for the Fiber Festival. I got mine before I went because I did the pre-order. This I got at I keep butchering their name. Whatever. It's a mini from the Uncommon Thread. It's called Aged Merlot. It's a real dark purpley. It's everyday sock, superwash, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. This is from Red Door Fiber. It's the bounce sock base, which is a 80/20 superwash merino nylon. There's really not a color on here, but I think the guy at the that was sitting there said something about the plaid flannel collection or something. Aren't those gorgeous colors? Oh, I can see using some of these together. Look at this. Did I not have a thing going on or what? Wait till you see this. Gray drizzle fibers. Look at this. Aren't these gorgeous? This is Rainforest Beanie Bundle. They had a pattern there, but I just liked it. It's 100% superwash merino. It's a total of 250 yards, 2-ply fingering. I love it. They had a pattern. You could buy this little bundle, or you can make your own colors however you wanted it. But yeah, I like my minis for, I'm doing the cozy memory blanket, I'm doing my beekeeper's quilt, I'm doing a I'm calling it my log cabin blanket. It's a crochet blanket. But yeah, that's what I bought. I had fun. It was very tiring. I did get annoyed. I did get quite a few things. I did get inspired by quite a few things. And that's about it. Now that I've went off on my tangent and I've probably alienated so many people because of my tangent, I just wanted to remind everybody that I don't edit my videos. What you see is what you get. It is all real. I come to you from my craft room. I don't pretend to be something that I'm not. And my mind, I am ADHD. I also am kind of OCD. And when I sit down to talk to people, my mind just goes everywhere. Just ask my best friend Leanne. Hi. I can be talking about one thing 1 second and I'll be on a totally different subject just like that. My partner, he says the same thing. I don't always finish my sentences. I don't always finish my thoughts. I feel like people should be keeping up with me, and I'm sorry if that drives you crazy, but welcome to those who take me as I am. And I hope that you enjoy the little talk. I'm trying to be a little bit more scripted, but every time I say that, I get off script. So we'll see. Just enjoy the next 2 weeks. I'm hoping to have more finished objects for you by then. And Crafty Maggie 50 on Instagram. I don't post there a lot. I'm not on a whole lot of social media. I follow people, but I don't do a whole lot of it. So have a good 2 weeks. Enjoy what you're making. Do something that you love every day. Bye.